Okay. Good morning, you guys. So today is chest, shoulders, and tries. Um, my glutes are really sore from yesterday. Not just my glutes, my hamstrings, like everything, even my quads. Now I know when we did like the jumping body weight jump squats, that was definitely hitting quads. So I'm pretty sore. But that's great. So I've already warmed up. I didn't do any cardio equipment today. Like my lower body is really sore. So all I did was just start with my warm up. I did around the worlds. I did some rotator cuff external. This I don't know what it's called, but I did this. I did some incline push-ups. I did some tricep pulls, pull downs, and just started with some lightweight incline dumbbell bench press. So I did 30s. Those felt fine. So we're gonna start with 45. I want to try to get like 12 reps. Today's more of like lighter weight, more reps. I don't anticipate going like super heavy today. We'll see how we feel after set one of this, but I think we're just gonna keep it lighter today and just do more reps. So let's get into it. Put some music in my ear and let's try to knock out 12. 10 to 12. All right, y'all, here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 6, 9. Try to get one more. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. Fuck. Woo. All right. Good shit. All right, y'all. Set number 2. Same thing. Try that again. All right. Whew. All right. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Okay. 3, 4, 5. All right. Okay. All right. We're going to do set number 3. Not going to lie, my shoulders are feeling tight. So let's try to at least get 8 again. They don't hurt, they're just feeling tight. So, yeah. I don't know why, because I warmed up, but this is what it is. Whew. All right. Let's do this last set here. Okay. All right. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. 2. 4. 5. I think I got one more. Okay. Jesus. All right, y'all. Let's move to the cables. Wipe this down. All right. All right, so let's do some tricep work. I kind of let my shoulders and chest recover. All right. So we're gonna do like the tricep crossovers. I think that's what they're called. Leave a comment down below if that's not what they're called, but I feel like that's what they're called. But feel free to correct me. So when I was warming up, I started with fives for the first set, and then I did 10 for sets two and three for the warm up. So since we're like actively lifting, I'm gonna do 15s, do as many as I can, and then drop the weight. So that's how that's gonna go. Find another song real quick. All right. It's pretty heavy. Bring that down. Okay. Okay. Let's do some push-ups. That's it. Okay. Woo. Jesus. I'll be right back. All right, y'all, let's get right back into it. Bring all this way. Back the camera up just a little bit. So I can get a good old reel out of this. All right. Same thing, I'm gonna start at 15 pounds and then bring that on down. Let me start on this side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. 8, 9. Woo-wee. 2, 3, 4. Nah. Nah. Woo. Nah. That's it. All right, push ups. That's it. Okay, motherfucker. All right, right back. Woo. All right. I'm back. Four, five. That's it. Two, three, four, five, six, seven. One, two, three, four, five. Whew. Jesus. Okay. Let's do chest flies. Tell me a song. All right, y'all. All right. I can't never remember what weight we did last time because we don't do chest flies every chest day. Like I can easily remember like our pushing. So like if we do bench press or shoulder press, I can remember that. Like I know where I float. But when it comes like stuff like this, we're just gonna have to do a few warm-up reps to remind ourselves where we were. Well, that's definitely a little too light there, so we'll make it a little bit heavier. All right, that was on 7, so let's do 9. 9 is, I think that's 50 pounds? 45? I don't know. It's a little blurred. Faded. It's a little faded. All right. I think we're going to be here. So, like 10 to 12 reps should be great. All right, here we go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. Woo. That felt great. That felt amazing. And we can superset that with, you want to do tricep push down? It's like it's only but so many. It's like it's only but so many things we can do. Since the cable's right here. Let me grab a straight bar. No, we can do the rope. We'll do the rope. And there's a rope right here. Ain't that something? Look at God. All right. Okay.
And my 8:30 tomorrow. If you want to do tomorrow, 6 times.
Let's keep it like light, but a lot of reps, like to failure.
I'll be here like
Two,
right around that time.
3, 4, Woo. Man, we're done. I don't know, y'all. I don't fucking know. It just burns. It's like you can't get away from it. All right, let's just go right back into our chest flies. 12 reps again, yeah. We'll go up 1 pound, or not 1 pound, 1 plate. So that'll put us at, I think that says 50. All right. All right, 1, 2, and 3. Oh, God. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. One more. Fuck. Woo. Ah. Now that was hard. That was fucking hard. All right. 2. Nah. Nah. Woo. Motherfucker. All right. Had to make sure that wasn't me. Had to check. All right, y'all. Last set here. Wait. All right. Now we're ready. One, 2, and 3. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. That's it. Woo. That was hard. That was fucking hard. Okay. Last set of the triceps. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, fuck. That's it. All right. I'm pretty tired. It's okay. It's okay. Go ahead. It's okay. I'm pretty tired, y'all. We did 2 chests. We did 2 triceps. We only did 1 shoulder today. Yo, I think we're done. I be feeling like we cutting the workout short, but we came and did what we said we was gonna do. It was chest, shoulders, and tries. But I low-key like feel guilty. Like, am I not doing enough? Or should I be doing more? But it's like every set that we've done, I have pushed myself. So I think we're done. I have to check. Like, are we done? I think we're done. Yeah? Okay. I think we're done. I'll see y'all in the car. All right, you guys. So that concludes chest, shoulders, and tries. Let's pull up the stats real quick on that workout. Okay. We worked out for a total of 50 minutes. That included me warming up for about 20 minutes. And then total calories burned 443. Not bad. I'm not, again, like for me, and feel free to chime in, but for me, I feel like chest day is just not like, it's not the most intense day lifting wise for me. Like the heavy pressing is hard. So if we do seated shoulder press, incline dumbbell bench like we did today, or flat bench, that part is hard. But then moving forward, like I just don't really sweat. Like my heart rate just does not get up there like it does on back day or leg day. And yesterday for glutes, like glutes was horrible. Like it was great. Like we showed up and showed out, but it was like horrible. Like the first, how long was it? The first like 20 minutes when we did the Bulgarians and the weighted jump squats, like that was by far like crazy. I don't even know why I set myself up for that. That shit was terrible. It was great. Like it was great, but it was terrible if that makes any sense. Um, so, I feel like we did good, but it just wasn't, today's workout just wasn't like crazy. So tomorrow I'm working out with my trainer. It's going to be virtual. I have to tell him I did chest today because we're going to be doing like full body, which is what he had me doing before. He believes in like full body workouts, weightlifting type stuff. He doesn't do splits. He thinks they're pointless. So I have to text him and tell him like today we did push, so tomorrow maybe not too much shoulder stuff. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready. uh I can't wait to see the results, like getting back on his regimen, because he was the trainer that helped me lose 100 pounds. So he knows what he's talking about. He's good at what he does. He definitely helped and changed my life for sure, for sure. So I'm ready. Like I'm excited. I'm excited. So I'm gonna bring like my other tripod. We're gonna be on Zoom, so I'm gonna bring my other tripod and have the phone on that, and then I'll still have y'all in this camera. So we'll be recording still, but I'll be toting around two tripods instead of one. But that's okay because I'm ready to work out. I'm ready for this. I'm excited, but I'm ready. We ready. All right, you guys. So couple of things. Now that we got all of that out the way, I want y'all to realize, I don't know if you realize this or not, so it's damn near fall. With that being said, with that being said, if you have any type of weight loss goals, I highly, highly, highly suggest, just a suggestion, just information, that you start now. Start now. Especially if you on some hot girl summer type stuff. Like if you want to be out naked, which hey, you can do that no matter what size you are. You know me. I'm just saying, if you got trips lined up for next summer, if you got birthdays lined up for next summer, anniversaries, weddings, like whatever your plans are for summer 2025, I highly suggest that you start your weight loss journey now. Not October 1, not January 1, right now. Because however long you think is going to take you to lose your weight, and just remember when we say lose weight, we really mean lose fat, okay? However long you think it's going to take you to lose fat, go ahead and double that. You might want to triple it. Because a lot of times we underestimate how long the process really is. So don't wait till April. Don't wait till February. Start now. It takes a long time too to build muscle, and you also want to build muscle. Like you want to increase your skeletal muscle mass. We talked about this before, and that takes a lot of time. Okay, when I was bulking, we were on a bulk for 4 months, and what y'all see now is like all of the muscle that I built. I was not this strong this time last year before my bulk. I was struggling to do 35 pounds seated shoulder press. Like I needed a spotter for that. I really did. I needed a spotter to help me lift it up on my first rep and literally be guiding my elbows pretty much the whole set with 35-pound dumbbells. So, and now we're at 45/50. So that's what I'm saying. Like that, all of that muscle growth took place during my bulk. But even with that, I bulked for 4 months. So that's what I mean. Like, and then you got to trim down whatever fat you gained during that bulk, because you can't control, like when you're in a caloric surplus, genetics is genetics is genetics. Like you can't avoid gaining fat in your stomach. Like that's just what happens. Like you can do a clean bulk. Like my bulk was pretty clean. Like I would say about 95% clean. Like I wasn't out here eating donuts and drinking soda and shit. No, like it was a relatively clean bulk, but I still put on fat. So that's what I'm saying. Like once you finish bulking, you're gonna want to trim off that fat that you gained during the bulk. Then you got to factor in time for that. So the point I'm making is you should start now. And don't feel like you have to make all these changes today. Especially like if you are anything like how I was. Like I was a soda junkie. I had soda for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like I'd be shaking my head at myself like when I reflect back, because I'm like, but why? Like, you know what I mean? But why? Like, what, Jess? Like, why were you doing that? But hey, I don't even know my thought process. I don't even understand my thought process back then. Like, my weight loss journey has changed me so much. Like, you have no idea. I don't even know where my head was. But that's not the point. Changing habits like that takes a lot of time. Creating new habits takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of consciously reminding yourself what you're supposed to be doing. It's not second nature yet when you first start. It's not going to be second nature for a really long time. So that's why it's just important to just start now and start small. Like this is the thing I can tell you. Like if you try to change all of your if you try to change all of your why can't I say this? If you're trying to change all of your bad habits, bad habits in one day, I don't know how likely you will be consistent at that. I'm not saying it's not possible. I don't think anything is impossible. I just think that it's going to be really hard to maintain it. But it is possible. However, I suggest starting slow just to get the ball rolling so that you don't feel overwhelmed with all of the changes that you have to make. You guys, I made so many changes. I don't drink soda at all. Like I will die of dehydration before I drink soda. It's like that. But like I said, I used to be a soda junkie. I used to eat fast food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Gosh, I don't even know how I was able to afford that. Like fast food is expensive, bro. Okay, so but yeah, I would go to like McDonald's or Wawa for a breakfast sandwich. For lunch, I would go out to eat. So I might did like Chick-fil-A, Cava, Chipotle, Panera. And some of those places I still eat at now. Like I still eat Cava, I still eat Panera. But I'm just saying, like I was doing that every day. I was doing. I don't think I was. I might have went to McDonald's every now and again. Like and then for dinner, I would like get like takeout, like just whatever. So I was dropping serious bread on money or serious bread on food going out. But I don't even do that no more. Like I barely cook. It would be weeks where I wouldn't cook. Like I literally was just eating out, or I would go get pizza. Like that habit, getting into the habit of cooking, getting into the habit of going to the grocery store or doing Instacart, whichever. Just getting into those habits is a lot. Getting into the habits of incorporating vegetables. Like I just listed off the places I used to go to, with the exception of like Cava and Chipotle. There's no vegetables and none of that stuff. Like there would be days on days where I wouldn't eat any vegetables. Like think about it. If breakfast was some type of breakfast sandwich from some fast food place or gas station, whatever, Where's the veggies in that? If dinner or if lunch was Chick-fil-A, where's the veggies in that? The little piece of lettuce that they put on the deluxe chicken sandwich. Okay. Because at that time, I didn't even like tomatoes and I don't like pickles. So there was no veggies there. And then if for dinner I'm doing pizza and wings, which I did a lot of, where's the veggies for that? That's what I'm saying. I would literally go days without one vegetable. Now I eat vegetables for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's my point. So with all of that being said, if you had habits like that type of habits I had, and I was drinking, shoot, every day, and I was barely moving, like the only time I walked was to the car. Seriously, the only time I walked was to the car. Like I didn't move. So, or if I had to walk in the job, like I had to go from my desk to go get something or go to the bathroom. I don't even know. I'd probably say I might have took like, I don't even know if I took 1,000 steps. That's what I'm saying. So, in my sleep schedule, I didn't have a sleep schedule. It was whenever I fell asleep. Whenever the liquor put me to sleep, that's when I went to sleep. Like, I'm shaking my head now because I'm just like, I don't even know how I did that. I definitely would crash out today. But I say all this to say, creating habits, healthy habits, new habits, that is very hard and it can be extremely overwhelming as fuck. So don't overwhelm yourself. I like to go cold turkey on some things, but some things you just have to accept that it just takes time. And even if you did it right on one day, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to do it right the next day. But you're still holding on to the person you were creating. You know what I'm saying? So start small. And as you get the ball rolling, you're going to build momentum and you'll incorporate more things. So, what are some examples of starting small? I'm trying to think. So, for myself, I slowly stopped drinking soda. So, like I said, I used to drink soda for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Just saying that is like, wow. Like, seriously, like, just trust me on this. So, I would stop drinking soda for like breakfast. I would stop. Then I was like, okay, well, that wasn't too bad. All right, let's not drink soda for lunch. Okay, cool. Mastered that. So just by doing that, I'm losing weight because soda has a lot of calories and a lot of sugar. So just making when you're really overweight, like how I was, and for those of y'all who don't know, I was 340 pounds. So I was very overweight. So just making smaller changes like that, you're gonna drop some weight. It's not gonna be for like don't think it's not gonna be forever. Like you'll probably lose like 10 pounds, but then that's gonna stop. Like you gonna have to keep making changes, but that's okay. You starting by creating new habits. So that's gonna force you to drink some water because when it comes to soda, you guys, that's not even quenching your thirst. You don't notice how you're always still thirsty after you drink soda. It's because it's not hydrating you. It's just something to taste. It's there's no hydrating in that. The only thing that's gonna hydrate you guys is water. And if you don't like water, you better learn to love it. Because that water is gonna literally be your best friend until the day you die when you start your new changes. But anyway, so start with that. You could also start incorporating like just going on a walk. Like I said, I barely moves. So, me just taking an extra 5 minutes or 10 minutes to just walk around the garage because I used to park in a parking garage when I was at work. So just doing stuff like that. And mind you, I didn't start my weight loss journey when I was working. Okay, so we'll get to that in a second. But I had tried multiple times to lose weight, is my point. So therefore, those were some of the things I would incorporate. Now, start slow. And as you accomplish one goal, now you can move on to the next. Now you can move on to the next. Because the thing is, too, a lot of times we also don't start and we keep putting stuff off. We keep procrastinating because we don't fully believe in ourselves. And that's why this go around when I lost weight, that's why I actually did it this time and kept it off. Because I changed so much. It's not just what you're consuming as far as like nutrition wise, but also your mental health. So let's start. So we're talking about food and slowly getting active, just getting into the routine of that. Just thinking about the fact that you have to get some steps in today. You know what I mean? once you get used to that, like you can get an Apple Watch, a Fitbit, but don't feel like you have to spend money on this stuff. Like if you don't already have it, then just hold on to your coins because that money is better spent on eating better. But if you have it, like start tracking your steps or whatever. I think your phone will track your steps too, but you just keep your phone in your pocket. I don't know how it does it, but I feel like it does. So, just start with that or just time yourself like, okay, I'm going to walk for 10 minutes today. I'm gonna walk for 20 minutes today. Like whatever that time is, like start off small if you've been a couch potato, and then over time just keep moving, go longer and longer. But walking is a great form of cardio. I feel like people would be sleeping on that. You don't have to be jumping up and down and doing burpees and sprinting back and forth. You don't have to do none of that. Like, you really don't. Like, walking is really, really healthy for you. It's not the only thing you should be doing. Like, you do need some resistance training. You do need some weightlifting. And I'm not sitting here telling you to go on 5-hour walks either. 20 minutes, 30 minutes is plenty. That's plenty. You don't have to do all that extra stuff. So just doing that, starting with those changes. So next, when it comes to mental health, like mental health is the new wealth. I say this all the time because I really believe it. And when I'm sitting here telling y'all how I used to be, and I'm like, y'all be seeing my face is like disgusted. Not because I'm judging anyone who's like that. Like, I always quick to tell y'all what I used to do so that y'all don't ever feel like I'm talking down on you or, shaming you, judging you. No, like, I really used to be like that. But it's disgusting for me to think about because, like I said a few minutes ago, I can't even understand why I was like that. Like, I can't even begin to understand my mindset back then because I've changed so much mentally and physically, but mentally, like my foundation now is solid. My emotional stability is solid. But that took a lot of work. A lot. A lot. Like, that took years. Years. Years to get here mentally. I had so many vices, from drinking every day, overeating. I used to smoke weed. Like, I was really just trying to self-medicate because I didn't even realize I was depressed. Like, I knew I wasn't feeling my best, but I never labeled it as being depressed. Honestly, you guys, I just thought that's how everybody lived. Like, I just thought that was normal. Like, no, we all hate our life. Isn't that normal? No, it is, but it shouldn't be. It should not be normal. But it is normal for a lot of people, but it should not be. It doesn't have to be, okay? And, I try to reflect, like, I don't think I ever ran into anyone like me today back then. Like, I'm trying to think, like, I don't think I ever came across anyone who's, like, just always fucking happy and positive. Like, I don't think I ever really experienced that. So that's another reason why I thought that that was normal. And I was never following accounts on Instagram or YouTube where people talked about mental health. Like, those weren't the accounts I was following. I was following like bullshit stuff like the Shade Room, celebrities. I wasn't following anything back then that was teaching me how to be my greater version, teaching me how to be disciplined, teaching me how to be selfish and put myself first. Like, no. So therefore, yeah, I thought how I was feeling back then, I thought that was normal. So that's why I never really felt like I needed to change, because that's how I saw everybody else living. Like, nobody I knew liked their job. I know there are people out there who do love their job, and that's great, but I'm saying I didn't know anyone, like my family, co-workers, at any job I had. Like, so that's what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just thought that was life, like that was normal. So it's not, or it is, depending on who you're around, but it doesn't have to be. And so I watch YouTube way more than I watch like cable TV. And I told you guys the type of content I watch on YouTube, most of it is self-development, and I watch business stuff, like how to scale and grow your business, because I'm really big on that. And I was watching a lot of like fat loss, weight loss stuff, and fasting information, stuff like that. I don't watch too much of that anymore. But most of it is self development and business development, entrepreneurial stuff, sending emails, stuff like that. But before, no, I wasn't watching anything that was teaching me how to be better, how to do better. So I'm telling you right here today, you also have to prioritize your mental health. We have so many things that we're battling that we don't even realize it's because of something else. Like, I'm not gonna give y'all all my business now. Now let me stop. I feel like I already have. But no, seriously. I came from a single parent household. My mom and my grandma raised me. My grandma more than my mom because my mom was always working. So my grandma was the person that I would call for anything because she was always around. Because she retired, so she had more time on her hands. My mom was always working. Like me and my brother, like there'd be days we'd never see her because she would literally go to work, come home, take a nap, and then go back to work. Like we some weeks like we barely saw her. So my grandma was like, me and my grandma were like this. Like I could tell my grandma anything, literally anything, and I wouldn't feel judged or shamed. Like she was just that woman. Like I feel like everybody loved their grandma. Like, and if you still have your grandma, like you are one blessed individual. But like that love that you get from a grandparent, especially like if you see them all the time, like if they're really in your life like that. Like some grandparents live in different cities, so you don't get to see them like that. But like if your household was like how mine was, like how I'm telling you right now, like then you already know what I'm talking about. Grandma's love, nothing can beat that. And it was like that pretty much my whole life. So once we moved in with my grandma, I was like 5. And my grandma was basically a big part of my life from 5 years old till the day she passed. I was 25. And so she saw me get the job that I told y'all about, where I was there for 6 years but absolutely hated it and was drinking all the time. But I didn't even start drinking all the time until she died. And see, at the time when she died, and see, I didn't realize I was carrying so much guilt. I don't like, and she was the first person in my life that I saw kind of like deteriorate in front of me and pass within a short period of time. Like really short, like 8 months. She had a stroke. She was under, I don't remember what they call it. Is it a respirator? Where they have all the stuff on their face and the big machines. That right there was like just seeing her like that. Now that I'll never forget. I couldn't stay. I left. And she was in the hospital for like 2 weeks. She got better. So I'm like, okay, everything's back to normal. Like, but it wasn't. It wasn't back to normal. Like she was still able to move and stuff, but she was eating like she used to. And she was an overweight lady. And so she was just getting smaller and smaller and weaker. And I didn't realize at the time how it was affecting me. So I just wouldn't deal with it. Because it's like, how can you see someone who you love so much just deteriorate in front of you and there's nothing you can do about it? And so I would avoid it. I wouldn't go over there. I would call her, but I wouldn't go over there. I didn't want to hang out with her anymore because it was more about me being selfish and how it was making me feel instead of being there for her. Ugh, that's why I don't like talking about this stuff. But we gonna talk about it because I'm good now. But anyways, the point I'm making is I carried so much guilt with that. Once she did pass, I carried so much guilt because it was like, she was always there for me. Always, always, always there for me. But I wasn't there for her. That's how I felt. So, through counseling, I learned that. And I was dealing with it through drinking. See? But the point I'm making is sometimes you don't you don't know why you have these struggles because there's not someone there breaking it down for you. You get what I'm saying? So it goes back to you thinking like, oh, well, this is normal. It's normal because a lot of people live like that. Like a lot of people avoid their feelings. So a lot of people have vices to cover up what they're really going through. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's normal that people drink a lot, or it's normal that people overeat. But again, that's also who you're around. Because if you're around people who are always positive and upbeat, then that might not be your experience. But for me, that was my experience because, like I said, I didn't know anyone who, or at least I can't recall anyone who was vibrating high, energetic, just super positive. I never experienced that. So, and then a lot of people don't think they have problems or they don't think there's anything they need to fix. They're not on a quest to just be a better version of themselves. So, the reason why I was able to lose weight this go around after years, you guys, it was years and years and years of trying to lose weight. Okay, it wasn't like I just woke up one day. I was like, I think I'm ready to lose 100 pounds. No, 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 no. I have been trying for at least 10 years, y'all. Okay, let's just be clear. But, but because I started prioritizing my mental health and working through my traumas, like I didn't even, like I was tearing up a little bit talking about it, but that's because I didn't know that's why I started drinking. I didn't even realize it. It just turned into like, because once she passed, it just turned into, okay, I'll just have a drink today. And then like a couple of days go by, okay, I'm gonna just have another drink. And then instead of a couple of days going by for that next drink, well, I'm gonna just have a drink with dinner. And then that became the routine. You see what I'm saying? Because I realized I didn't think about how guilty I felt if I was drinking. See that? Because I was running from my feelings. So, counseling taught me it's going to be hard. You're going to cry. Sometimes you're going to cry and you're not even thinking about it. But that's healing. And you can't put, this is one thing I learned too, you can't put a timeline on your healing. Like, I know for myself, I used to really be big on, like, why are you still crying, Jazz? Like, this was last month. Like, it could be about anything, like losing a friend, like, whatever. Nothing, it never, like, the point I'm, like, you can't put a timeline on it. It's when you heal. And you have to accept that you can't break up with a friend and then be mad at yourself because you're upset about it 7 days later. Like, yeah, that's a loss. You're grieving. Like, even though that man I've been like, you may be your best friend in the world or someone that you knew your whole life, you're still grieving the loss of a relationship. So it's going to hurt for however long until you get over it. Like, but there's no timeline for it. So don't beat yourself up. You have to learn how to just be in the feelings that you feel and don't run from it. So once it was revealed that the reason why I was drinking was because of all the guilt I felt for not being there for my grandma, I was forced to deal with it. I was forced to cry. I was forced to not cover up my feelings from drinking. Like, you get what I'm saying? And so there would be days where I would just mope around, but I didn't go to alcohol to cure it like I used to. I just sat with that shit. And that was hard. I just sat with it. I would pray about it. I would talk to her. That's all you could do. But eventually, over time, I learned to forgive myself. See, and that's the other thing, too, I learned. I don't think I learned this necessarily through counseling. I also did like my own homework and my own research on mental health and stuff and why we feel guilt and, or, why we dwell and stuff. And something I read was it's not God punishing you. It's you punishing you. you feel bad for whatever you feel like you did, but you can't hold on to that guilt. That's why I talked to y'all about having a feel good energy. You have to learn to forgive yourself. And I remember at my grandma's funeral, the bishop said, he was like, the reason why it hurts so much to lose a loved one is because you know how much they loved you. See, and it's normal to be devastated when you lose someone because you know how much they loved you. And you just have to deal with that. And like I said, that was the first person in my life that I ever lost who was close to me. And I had to learn how to appreciate all the beautiful times that we had. You know, I had to, because not everyone gets to experience a bond as close as what me and my grandma had, right? I had my grandma for 25 years. She died when I was 25. That's a blessing. Not every person gets to experience that love. Like, my brother didn't get my grandma for 25 years. He was, if she died when I was 25, then she died when he was 20. So I got an extra 5 years with her. My cousins, they're younger. They didn't even get half the amount of time that I got. So I had to learn how to look at it differently and just appreciate those moments. So, counseling is going to help you figure all that out. That's the point. Something else I realized I was battling with was feeling trapped at my job. And I no longer had my grandma to talk me through what I would have talked to her about. Like, I hate my job. What do I do? Right? I didn't have her guidance anymore because she passed. So I was still at that job. She died like 8 months into me working there. So I didn't get to have her there to help me figure out how to not feel trapped. So I had to learn how to basically put on my big girl pants and, figure out my own solutions. And it took years to do that. So, it's just something that you learn along the way. But, I got through it. But, I also started drinking because, like I said, dealing with the guilt of not being there for her and then not liking my job. I just was in a very dark place. So counseling helped me uncover all of that. It also taught me about my attachment style and not having a father in my life and those effects and, the fact that my mother was always working. So, you just learn so much through counseling that you might have never considered. So, you know, going to counseling, working on your mental health and dealing with, whatever traumas you have, because we all have traumas, and don't feel like if your traumas don't sound as bad as someone else's that they're not real. That's not true. Like, just because you may have not experienced the same traumas as someone doesn't mean that you should hurt any less. Like, there's no ranking on traumas. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you can't, well, this person got molested, so their trauma is way worse than mine. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that. You hurt, everyone hurts, and different things make people hurt. And some people don't hurt with certain situations like others. Like, some people can experience things and it doesn't play that big of a role in their mental health as it could for someone else. Like, for instance, for like a good example is like when you come from a household with divorce. Like, some kids, that's tragic, and it takes a lot to get them to deal with it and stuff. But then some kids, like, they're not like that affected by it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just different for different people. But at the end of the day, like, you just have to work on your mental health. That's the biggest thing. So work on that. That starts slowly, and over time, just be comfortable feeling how you feel, and don't feel bad for how you feel. Like, you're allowed to feel how you feel, and don't let other people make you feel like you shouldn't feel the way you feel either. Like, you feel that shit. Your feelings are valid. And then, I'm trying to think, another big thing I would say when it comes to making changes and losing weight, just being in a different environment. If you're around a lot of people who are overweight and don't want to change, you need to find a new circle. But for real, your circle should start with just being by yourself. It's easier to create habits when you're by yourself, to be honest. Good habits and bad ones, but because you don't have like all that outside energy, that outside noise. You can just focus on you and what you have going on. And you don't have to listen to the opinions of other people. So, do that. It's really, really, really beneficial to spend time by yourself, to be in your own thoughts. You could journal, make YouTube videos. That's actually really helped me, like making YouTube videos and talking about things and just getting my thoughts out and just realizing how many people go through what you're going through. Like, you're not the only person feeling how you feel. And I used to think that too. I used to think like, oh, no one's going to understand me because nobody has ever lost someone close to them before. So there's no way anyone could understand that. But that's not true. Like, that's not true at all. So, you know, don't think you're the only one going through it. And if you know someone else who's gone through it, like, talk to them. I mean, don't emotionally dump all of your problems on them. But no, seriously, like, if they're like a close friend of yours and they've experienced that, and there's someone who is good at listening and, providing you with constructive feedback because they genuinely love you, then yes, I've talked to y'all about like being careful with who you share with, because you just have to remember like who you're dealing with. You know what I mean? Like, like, don't, if you have a girlfriend who is bitter about men, don't tell her about your relationship problems. That's what I mean by that. Like, just be careful. Just remember who you talking to. That's my point. Remember who you talking to. So the information and the advice that you get is coming from a good place, not because somebody is just in their feelings about something. You feel me? So I hope that helps, but start now, you guys. Summer will be here before we know it, and it's going to take a lot longer than you anticipate, so you might as well start now so you can get them results by summer 2025, honey. If you want to see what we did yesterday for glutes, make sure y'all click right here, and I will see you guys tomorrow bright and early for full body. Bye, you guys.